Hi, my name is Molly Schaller, and I'm excited to be here today to show you all a little bit about quartz. I'm a designer and blogger, and I'm really excited about being able to show you how to use this natural material in your own projects. Now first, I wanted to start by showing you a little bit about what this looks like when before anybody gets a hold of it. So down here I have a piece of raw quartz, and it shows how large some of the quartz points can get. Now when this is mined, it's often mined in Brazil, and so it comes out in these large chunks like this. And then at that point, it's taken and it's broken up into smaller chunks, which are just beautiful just the way they are, like this. So these are quartz, and it's got facets, but it's all natural. This has not been cut and polished and things like that. Next, you can take it to the next level by just doing a little bit of polishing and rounding the edges. These could have been tumbled so that they have a nice sheen, but they're still fun and organic and nice things to work with when you're doing things with your own jewelry. Now, something that's been really, really wonderful that I've seen lately is these quartz points. And these are special things that have, basically the points have been retained, so they've been carefully broken off of a larger piece of quartz so that the great facets that are all natural are maintained. As you can see, these are all different colors. So this is the closest to what the natural quartz is. And then we've also got some that have a kind of a matte and a metallic, and then some colors as well. Now, the way this is put on is really interesting. Actually, what happened was NASA used vacuum chambers to experiment with different types of metals and what happened when they were in different types of forms. So at one point, they wondered what would happen if they tried to actually gasify different types of metal in order to plate other items. So what would happen is the item you wanted to be plated would be placed into the vacuum chamber, and the gasified metal, for example, like an aluminum would work, or you may sometimes see titanium, like as in titanium coated scissors. They would be heated to a really high level until they became a gas. And then the gas would be released into the vacuum chamber, and then gravity would cause this metal to fall on whatever was in the bottom of the vacuum chamber. And so it would create a nice even coating on whatever was in there. Well, once the bead industry heard about this, they thought, wow, we could use this for so many wonderful different coatings on our beads, whether they're glass or metal or natural materials like these quartz beads. And so what happened is so that they could achieve a really nice even coating, they would create something to hold the beads so that they would actually rotate and move within that chamber as the gases would fall on them, and then create this wonderful coating that we're able to see here in all of these great quartz beads. Now, it's kind of fun. I think this is the point at which you want to take it and you want to make your own jewelry. So often these quartz beads, because they are a natural material, you have to be very careful when you're drilling through them. And often they're drilled near the top of or the base of the quartz point, like so the part where the finger would come out here, so they'd have a hole drilled here. And so often, as you can see in some of these projects over here, they would be used in the vertical direction. So you could wire wrap at the top, like this beautiful quartz point here. And it's really great because you can go very organic with your wire wrapping with this type of project, because it doesn't have to be finicky. You know, you can use that natural texture of the quartz and kind of work with it with your wire wrapping and be like nice and messy there, but in a nice, fun, organic way. Or you can be really tidy and just use 1 or 2 quartz points and just use them as a pendant. And then if you want to, you can put a whole bunch of quartz points in vertical to make a really beautiful collar necklace, like this green one in front of me. Well, I thought that it would be a fun thing to do to stretch our beading muscles and to kind of work in a way that solves the problem of how to make these quartz points work in a horizontal direction, which was a little bit of a challenge, but you know, you play with things and you can actually like really grow some great ideas out of that. So what I decided to do was I found a couple ways that I liked to do it. And one, this uses still quartz points that are drilled near their bases. and you just place them onto a head pin and make a wrapped loop, and you get a really fun, organic, asymmetrical necklace. At this one here, I used the same idea and I strung them with wire, and I went ahead and wrapped around the quartz points in a kind of a fun, messy way. And then some of them you might wrap some, and some of them you might just pass right through them, and just to make a stack of all these different colors. Now I wanted to go ahead and show you how to do that. I've started one right here. I found you want to choose quartz points that have holes that are closer to the center of the point. And I'm going to cut. I usually am pretty generous with my wire. I'm using a 22 gauge wire here. It's really easy to use, nice and comfortable. And all you do is you're going to pass this through here and use your round nose pliers to make a little wrapped loop. So I start out this way. Actually, you don't need to pass that on there quite yet. You can make your loop at the beginning without the quartz on there. You're gonna wrap it. Then you're gonna pass your quartz through and trim where you need to. Wrap around, and like I said, you can just kind of have some fun with this. Get messy, twist it, and then come through here, and you're gonna go underneath some of your wires to kind of hold it in place. And you can use your chain nose pliers to pull it through. Make a loop on the other side. And before you finish your loop, you'll go ahead and attach it to one you've already done, like this, so that it's on there. Go ahead and continue with your fun, messy wrapping. And trim. Now, all you need to do is tidy up a bit. I like to do a little bit of tidying, squeeze them together so you get a nice finish there. Or if you want to leave them messy, you can leave them messy too. It doesn't really matter too much. And so there you've got the beginnings of a nice quartz necklace. Now, you can play around with the different finishes like this and make one that stacks like that. And also, you might not want to wrap all of them. Maybe you just want to have two wrapped ends, like I did on this one on my left. So this bottom one and the second one up have the wires wrapped around them, but this one is just a typical wrapped loop on either side of the quartz. Now, if you want to get even fancier with your quartz, you can use a little bit of glue to adhere some really fabulous gold leaf onto the edges of it, as Erin Strother did for this beautiful necklace here. And she used a little down here too to give it that look of some that have been like electroplated. Now, also back here, I wanted to show you just a little bit of how you can layer the quartz with other types of natural crystal type formations. It's fun, you can be pretty simple. This is kind of an over-the-top necklace, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4 really strong focal pieces. So once you've got those 4 strong focal pieces lined up, you just go with a little bit of gold and you're all set and ready. So have fun with all of these projects. You can mix and match. There's some over here that mix some pearls and some glass crystals mixed in with pearls. And then if you want to just stack a few up and make something really easy, you can just line up 5 or 6 on a piece of wire and make a wrapped loop on either side and attach that to some chain. And you've got a beautiful piece of jewelry. Now, these two right here are a little bit different than they do use the horizontal loop or horizontal arrangement of the quartz, and they stack them up that way. So altogether, you've got a lot of options when it comes to using natural quartz in your beading projects.